Hello and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 3 of my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be telling a story. This is the story of how I managed to get on a sailboat in Lake Ontario. Okay, so I just got home from work and I'm really hungry, so it's time to make dinner. So I thought it would be fun to show you what I'm making to keep with our food theme of this season, and also to tell this story. It's not the greatest story, to be honest. Not too much really happens, but still, I mean, I think it's interesting. And yeah, I really like sailing, so it's just a good yeah. Okay, so today I think we're gonna be making Beyond Meat burger with some veggies I have in the fridge. I would usually have this with salad, but I have no salad today. Okay, so I am going to saute some veggies in a pan, and then I'm going to add my burger to that sauteed veggie mixture. And then lastly, while that is cooking, I'm going to assemble my veggies. I'm just cutting up some garlic. I'll show you what I cut up in a second. So one of my goals this summer, as I've said in a previous video, is that I would like to go sailing on Lake Ontario, because although I moved to Toronto for the music and all that stuff and to be productive, like, you know, as I've said before, in Vancouver there's so many things to do. There's so much nature. There's just, I was distracted, okay? I couldn't focus. So here, I thought, you know, I'm in Toronto, there's not much else to do but work on music and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's summer, and I thought, you know, it can't be all work and no play. So I thought a goal of mine could be to somehow find a way to get on someone's sailboat this summer. Even just once, even just one time. Just so I would feel like I'm not missing out on all the sailing I would have been doing if I would have stayed in Vancouver. So what I did was go on Facebook. You know what I find weird? I guess nowadays I've been talking to some younger people, younger as in like the 18-year-olds, and apparently like Facebook isn't cool anymore. So that was interesting to learn, which I don't know how they I don't know, can you have Messenger without Facebook? I don't know how anyone would network without Facebook, basically. Like, how do you buy stuff? How do you buy stuff? Do you go on like Kijiji or like Craigslist? I'm really confused because, you know, these kids are more minimalist these days, and like they want to buy secondhand. So why don't you have Facebook? Just because your grandparents are on it? What's so great about your life that you don't want your grandparents to see? I don't know. And like all the groups you can join. Anyway, so I found a sailing group for the Lake of Ontario, basically. And I decided that I would do a little post. I would be one of those people, do a little introduction, tell them a little bit about myself and about my experience, because I do have experience. I'm not just some random person just wanting to get on a boat. You know what I mean? Like, I've paid my dues, because in Vancouver I sailed lasers, and I also took a keelboat course in Vancouver. So, you know, I know some things. So anywho, I made this post. Basically, I wanted to be, you know, invited onto someone's boat. Because I'm poor. I don't have money to join a club, okay? And you know, wouldn't it be nice to just be invited onto someone's boat? I don't know. So I added that at the end. First I was like, I'm looking for recommendations, and then I was like, or if anybody wants a crew member on their boat. So in the comments, I got, you know, varied responses, but there was this one gentleman, I'm gonna make up a name right now. Alan. Okay. So Alan, oh, that's confusing because I know an Alan. Arnold. Okay, so Arnold commented on my post, and because I have a picture of me with my violin, in the picture he was like, I see you have a violin in your picture, blah 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 blah. I have a piano on my boat, blah 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 blah. It's 42 feet, blah 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 blah. And he had basically invited me to be an occasional crew member on his boat, which was, I don't know, unexpected, but lucky. I would say I was very lucky. Here are my veggies, by the way. We've got a little red onion, we've got some mushrooms, we've got some garlic, because I'm not gonna see anyone tonight. We've got red peppers, and we're gonna saute all this in a pan, and then I'm gonna add my burger, and it's gonna be really good. Back to the story. So, what was the name I made up? Arnold. So Arnold messaged me. Now, be safe, okay? I've been lucky, but I definitely took a risk because, you know, this gentleman, what's the name? Arnold, did not have a profile picture or anything like that, so I assumed, you know, he was an older man. You know, it was definitely something I considered and I thought about, but, you know, like, it's risky meeting someone you've never met, that you've never seen online. Like, there's no photos, or you can't really stalk them or anything and make sure they're not weird. So yeah, I was taking a risk, but I had a backup plan. I had a friend who lived close to the yacht club that his boat was at. That sounds really cool. And I gave him the details. This is a $5 pen I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. So for those kids, you know, not on Facebook, this is what you're missing out on. It really sucks, and it's really hard to clean, and it's not non-stick, but $5. Saving the environment, one pan at a time. I haven't been sailing since like October, back when I was in BC. So it was a very exciting thing for me to be going back on a boat so soon after I'd made that goal for myself, like by the end of the summer. It's June, okay? And I've made my dreams a reality. Like, this is crazy. And then I was an hour and a half early. So I sat in the park across the street with my hummus that was probably going bad by not being refrigerated. So then it's time. It's finally time to go meet Arnold. So I bike up to the club, and then I asked the first person I saw which dock his boat was on. I was like, I'm looking for dock B, boat number blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, like, whose boat are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, Arnold's. And he's like, oh, Arnold, let me take you over there. So that was cool. It's like, it wasn't quite a big yacht club, but it seemed like everybody knew everybody. So it's like one of those situations. just waiting to meet someone that I've never met. You know, I was worried that they would be pretentious, okay? I was worried that I would feel like just this barely adult person, kid. I don't know. I knew I would be the youngest, but they were nice. Like, they were down-to-earth people. And the thing is, I forgot to turn this stove on. I feel like both the fiddle community and the sailing community, like, I grew up in the fiddle community, and it's like old people, young people, families, everybody's just kind of meshed in. You go to a fiddle camp, it's all ages, you're all jamming together. And really in the sailing community, I've kind of felt like the same kind of thing, where it's just like, you're there to sail, because like sailing's just one of those things that takes hard work, you know? And it's just so unique, just like the fiddle community. I don't know. Everybody's really encouraging and nice. So anyway, that's also why I felt comfortable meeting someone from the sailing community who I'd never met, because it's like a community, you know what I mean? I got on board and Arnold had made pad thai, spicy pad thai. So we ate some food, drank some fluids, and we got underway. That's a lot of carrots. I don't eat dairy, but this is so good. So we get out of the harbor and he hoists the jib, and then Arnold looks at me and he's like, okay, so you're gonna steer now. And I'm like, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know who I am. What if I'm, well, you know, very trusting man. Arnold. Anywho, so I get up on this big steering wheel and I grinning ear to ear, I'm giggling because it's also like pretty windy. Like we're talking like, I don't know, maybe like 20 knots of wind or somewhere between 17 to 20-ish. And there's like rolling waves and it's going like this. And I'm looking up there's this thing that like points to the wind direction on top of the mast. So I'm like reading it, and I'm steering this big boat, and I'm giggling, and I'm having the time of my life, and he lets me steer, and it was so much fun. I don't know what else to say. Everyone should try sailing. I mean, I think it's one of the best sports out there. It just, you feel really free and in control. But there's also a lot of rules in sailing. You feel free, but there's waterway rules and things. But yeah, I had a great time. The cool thing too is he invited me to come back. I'm actually going back this week on my other day off to go sailing. So moral of this story is people are good. Be careful, okay? People are good, but be careful. And don't be afraid to meet new people. I mean, moving here to Toronto, I still don't know that many people. But the people I have met, it's like I would have never met any of these people if I wouldn't have come here. And they're nice, and I just can't imagine not having, these new relationships and friendships in my life now. So, yeah, I mean, go out there, do something, like join a club. Join a Facebook group. Get Facebook if you're under 18. Or that's bad advice. I had some more footage to show you guys of sailing, but I got the lawyers in it, and I don't want anyone to come after me and sue me. So, I hope you enjoyed the footage I managed to get. One day, Micki, I'm just manifesting right now. One day, Micki is gonna live on a sailboat for maybe a year, maybe 2, and she's gonna sing songs, and she's gonna do this, and y'all, I'm gonna bring y'all with me, and it's gonna be really cool. And one day this is gonna happen, so it's nice that my channel can be relevant with music and my interests and sailing, and that you guys are watching and I subscribing, and it's just, thank you. Okay, I'll keep going, I'll keep sharing, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Nice. I just got off this boat. But yeah, I mean, now I have been sailing in Lake Ontario, and it's my first sail of 2021, and it feels good.